I didn't want to record today. It wasn't convenient, there wasn't a right time, but this isn't about wanting. This is about being disciplined and showing up, regardless of the comfort or discomfort that it causes. But I am going to keep this one short. I want everybody to think about a time when they have had an intuitive attraction or rejection of something. It could be someone, it could be a situation, and then often it also can be a longing for something. And I want you to ask yourself if you envision yourself doing something differently than what you're doing now, or rather differently than what you chose to do. Did you have this ideal image in mind of what you could be, of what you imagine yourself to be? And if you do, you know what I'm talking about. Most of us are familiar with this ideal image, or this visionary human who we imagine ourselves capable of being. If only we were better, stronger, faster, smarter, sexier, wealthier, healthier, and so on. There's usually a host of excuses to follow whenever we start to feel down about not being this person. And yet we still imagine it as a possible version of who we could become. I'll use an example. There are plenty of elite hand balancers out there, circus elites, well-known performers with acrobatic backgrounds and decades of coaching, superior genetics, and I imagine myself as someone capable of doing things like they do. Not in the same way, in my own way, but things that they are capable of, that I imagine myself doing, and only because I have seen what is possible. And that's a key thing. If you see what is possible, you start to envision yourself in another person's shoes. And yet, I have excuses, reasons. Whether or not they are effective or ineffective, they are reasons, ultimately, that I am not that person. However, I want to take this opportunity to share that I haven't always been the person I am today. I have not always been driven to accomplish anything. I have not always been inspired by other hard workers, other authentic people living very rich, integrity-driven lives. I am selfish. I am driven by selfish desires, and I still compare myself to others, and I still have this image of my ideal in mind. And the only reason that this ideal exists is because I have allowed myself to see and consume the other, better content out there. I had to see it to know it was possible. I want to share an idea, though. This idea is not crazy. It's not revolutionary. It's simply that whatever you believe is possible is possible. It may not be the same as what you see. It will be far better. Because it will actually be you. It will actually be you. It still takes work, it still takes time, and it still takes discovery and learning along the way. Those extra people out there who you see and aspire to be like are a beacon, so to speak, to guide you towards what is possible, but they are not. They are not who you want to be like. I think everyone knows the answer to the question, if you could trade everything to be that person, would you give up everything you are just for what you have decided based on the few pieces of content that you've seen to be someone else? I certainly wouldn't. There's no amount of desire that would ever cause me to give up who I am. And I hope the people seeing this will say the same thing for themselves. I really do. So you can become whoever you want to become. And I think that it takes initially the courage to not think of yourself as crazy or insane or outlandish or too ridiculous. You actually have to trust what you think and what you see yourself doing in order to try. If something is so ridiculous in your mind that it can't possibly be shared with others, but it at the same time has this cause and effect on you that leaves you energized and motivated and simply happy, you have to pursue it. That's your responsibility to yourself. So I'll leave it at that. We showed up, we talked, and I'll see you in the next one.